any of those men, because those were great men that sat back here and laid the foundation for us. When they laid the foundation so we can improve on the foundation. When you have children, don't you want your children to be better than you?
God.
Right? So this is what we should be doing with all the great men that laid these foundations for us. Let's be better, because that's what we're supposed to do. Let's be more humble, more dedicated, more focused. Anyway. Let's finish up in Exodus 12. Let's get verse, I think 49. You got something? Okay.
So I just, I'm on the Facebook thing a lot, and you always gotta listen to the naysayers sometimes, that they help you sharpen my sword, but
He's one of the kings at it, man. He's one of the best at it.
it was funny though. One of them said that the outside couldn't be the sacrifice because he was beat up, because he was bruised, and because he was cut, and everything like that. And it said the Passover lamb was supposed to be unspotted, unblemished, right? But it goes right along with what you were saying, Lord. Yahweh was the upgrade. See, he wasn't a sacrifice, he was the sacrifice. He was the ultimate, he was the upgrade. He was what the sacrifice is supposed to be. See, a lamb, if you ever killed a Passover lamb, they kick and scream all the way to that slaughter room. They kick and scream unless you do it right and you lead them there. But otherwise, they kick and scream. They don't know their purpose. And me and S.O.W. were talking about this earlier about brothers and sisters knowing their purpose. That Yahweh knew his purpose. The other Passover lambs didn't. They just kick and scream and they get killed. They didn't know their purpose was to die and to cleanse people of sins. Yahweh knew from the jump. He knew he was going to have a hard life. He knew he was going to catch that beat down. He knew he was going to get betrayed. He knew everything, every step of the way, all the way to that cross. And a lot of Israelites don't understand that that's this life. That you got to know every step of it. You got to know that you know what you're getting into. This ain't a fact. This ain't Kanye West. This ain't, what's his name? Diddy and all that. All these cats that put it on.
Definitely his name.
These other cats that put this on, they put it on as a fad. They put it on like wearing fringes or wearing a beard is just something to do this year. No, you got to know that you know every step of the way. That listen, yes, you will be betrayed. By who? You can't be betrayed by your enemies. They're your enemies. You already know that. Betrayal comes from the people that's around you. You might be working with, you might trust, whatever. That whatever you convince yourself is betrayal by them. You have to be prepared for those things. And then go right into everything. You should come right down to that where he said, Romans 8:35 down. What shall separate me from the love of the Most High? That should be forefront in your mind. That's what Yahweh was thinking. Those other sheep that we sacrificed, that we didn't learn nothing
we were going to
from,
film.
they didn't know nothing about what was going to happen.
I was going to get
They weren't prepared for
trying to
that
get
death and for that sacrifice group. They weren't
according
prepared for none of that. That's why they screamed and cried. But the scriptures tell you about Yahweh. It said you wasn't going to cry. You won't go hear him like that. He wasn't going to strive or cry or nothing like that. He went to that sacrificial room knowing every step of the way what was going to happen. He had it fully prepared in his mind. And if you're an Israelite, if you're in this room, if you're out in the streets, you should have fully prepared in your mind. This ain't church. This ain't that easy life where you just go all of a sudden be driving in a Hummer and all the blessings of material wealth rain down on you. No, you're going to catch a beat down. You're going to have a hard life. And that's why Yahweh was the upgrade. He was the upgrade to all them damn sheep. He was the upgrade to the sacrifice to show us, listen, it's going to be another level. It's not going to be unwilling. You're going to give yourself willingly. You're going to know everything that you are supposed to be prepared for. And then you're going to sign that line. Then you're going to sign that contract. Then you will say, Amen. Then you will agree. And we will have a real covenant. A new covenant. You understand?
God.
Okay, so we're on Exodus 12. This is due on verse 48 again. We're going to do it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
And I just want to bring a point out when he says he brought us out in our armies. If we can go, if we get Deuteronomy chapter 20, start verse 2 real quick. Deuteronomy, we get there. Deuteronomy chapter 20, start at verse 2.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 2. And it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people.
Now, when you got an army, that means you have order. That means all things are done in order. And so the priests are there to encourage, to let it be known that the Most High is with you, so you don't have to be afraid of what you're about to face. You don't have to be afraid about what you're about to endure. And then so it goes down from the encouragement, transcends down from the priest, down to who? Let's get verse 9 over there.
Verse 9. And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people.
What makes the priest special? What makes the officer special? What makes the captain special? What makes these captains, these leaders, these officers special is because they've been in battle and they trust the Most High. And so they're there to give that trust and that confidence and that fortitude and that courage down to the rest of the men. So at the same time when we were reading this is also a challenge for anybody that's questioning whether they should step up as an officer, or whether they should step up as a captain, or they should step up as a priest. You know, if you've been experienced with the Lord and you got total confidence in the Most High that He's with you at all times, no matter what you endure, then you need to give that to the next man. You need to give that testimony to your brother, because we all need that. So those captains are important and crucial to an army. So as we look at our development and growth, we ask yourself, what more can I do? Can I go from a captain to an officer? Can I go from an officer to a priest? Because it can't be done, because the nation needs it. And that's how we came out as an army. And an army has leadership. And so this is a challenge also for until we exit out of here, we need leaders to propel people and continue to give them courage and faith and fortitude to let it be known that you don't have to fear because the Most High is with you. All right? Just want to bring that out about leaving Egypt out as an army.
Okay, what we're going to do now is go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7 down, and we'll kind of cut it off when it's time.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 5, I'm going to start at verse 6, because this is Israel. Your glory is not good. Really, what do we have to glory about? What do we have to boast about? We're a poor version of the apostles, right? A low version of the apostles.
We don't even have 1,000 people to be officers up here. To be going to be completely honest with you. Now, I'm not poo-pooing the rank. It's all about the rank of responsibility. But let's not get caught up in these numbers and these positions, because Scripture says the greatest amongst you has to be the greatest what? Okay.
Your glory is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? We read that in Exodus, right? We didn't jump there, but the leaven. We know part of this process, we're going to be going into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All this symbolism and everything the Most High is giving us, whether it be the blood, the lamb, whether it be the process of us not eating the leaven, we have to get something spiritual out of this, because we are not Christians, like Brother said. So, I
just want to say this. The Scripture says a little leaven leavens the whole lump, right? Well, we don't. The reality is this is why the beginning part of it says your glory is not good. Because if you have a little negative in you, the whole party is negative. This is about an issue of perspective. If all I do is focus on what I'm doing good at, and all that glorying is for nothing. If we were humble, we'd be taking the time to constantly meditate on what we can do better. Because that keeps us in the right mindset, the right spiritual space, so the Most High can keep working with us. Our glorying isn't good because we're not wired as individuals to keep working on what we don't do. We get angry when individuals point out what we don't do enough. And then we sit back and say, you don't appreciate the good I do. Didn't Christ say, he sowed not, he reaped where he sowed not? What does that mean? Christ had an expectation of advancement and change. So Christ wasn't even supposed to sit back here and just focus on what you did right and what you did good. If we sit back here and plateau at that level, we'll never grow anymore. So our glorying isn't good because all we want to do is focus on our highlight reel. We don't want to sit back and look at the bad film. There's good film and bad film. All of us got bad film.
God.
And if we're humble, we'll be willing to sit back and adjust and fix that bad film, so to speak. So,
Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, for even Yahushua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
pretty much it's self-explanatory, but we have to make sure, just like we ate unleavened bread, we have to be on this constant pursuit of eliminating the leaven in us, the leaven or the sin in us, the flaw in us. And when we never, the scripture says you never go far enough. And if we can sit back and maintain that mindset, if I can never go far enough, that means there's always leaven there.
It was a conversation that me and Aisha Weiss had yesterday. And yes, he's a little rough around the edges, but I got it. And that was the gist of it, is if we were supposed to be perfect, well then let us be perfect and strive for perfection. And that's part of this feast. That's what this is all about. Every year, making it to the next year and looking back and being able to say, man, I worked on myself. And it's so better. Yes, a brother can pat you on the back, but when you're conscious of yourself and you are aware of your flaws and your goods and bads and ugly, man, you can look at yourself in the mirror and be able to say, you know what? I got a lot of things. So yeah, I did good. I worked on this, I worked on that, but I still got a lot of things I got to keep moving forward to be acceptable to Yahushua. We get caught up because men are around, y'all. That, bruh, it ain't time for that. The fact, like the brother said earlier, it cannot be a fad. This has to be us, our pursuit to be like our big brother, Yahushua. Therefore, let us keep the feast.
And part of that growth is moving, and me and another brother was having this conversation earlier about the way that you grow. For example, if you go to the gym and you work out and you do your normal routine, there's no growth. But if you put yourself under a tutor or a trainer or somebody that's an expert in that field, and you operate outside of your pace, then you'll see increase, because you'll go past your norm. You'll go past your threshold. So growth is also not moving at your own pace, but submitting yourself under the pace of somebody that moves faster or does something that's inspirational. You know, so moving at your own pace, you won't grow as quickly. But if you submit yourself under tutors and governors, then you can accelerate your growth a lot quicker, a lot faster, because you're no longer pacing yourself. You're moving at somebody else's pace, preferably the officers, ultimately Yahushua, which is the author and finisher of our faith.
Verse 8, therefore let us keep the feast, not with the old leaven. Brothers and sisters, we have to remind ourselves every year, when we come and get prepared for these feasts and the garments and all the beautiful things we do to get together for the feast, are we coming with the same drama? Now, like I remind the brothers that's among me, guess what? There's probably going to be someone among us that doesn't eat the feast this way. They came with the drama, they came with the lunacy, they came with the I'm still worried about something I didn't communicate with this brother or sister about a year ago. look at them and remind them, bruh, that's the old leaven. Let them know you need to go work that out with that brother or sister or officer or soldier or general, whoever it is. So we won't do this every year with the same drama. Come?
God.
Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Okay, right. So we're gonna go from there. We're gonna go to the 11th chapter, even with sincerity and truth. And I think everything we've been saying has been reminding all of us about sincerity. I use this lingo. Can you look at yourself in the mirror? Right? We know the feds and the CIA among us, they can't look at themselves in the mirror. But the sincere ones that are here for Yahushua and here for the work of the Most High, you have to look at yourself in the mirror to be able to go to next year. So that's the sincerity. Looking at yourself and saying, man, I'm doing this in the spirit of the Most High. Shem Yahushua, right? For the brotherhood, for the nation. God?
God.
I want to add on what you said as far as that sincerity goes. We can go to John chapter 17, verse 19.
St. John chapter 17 and verse 19. And for their sakes I sanctify myself.
Now who's talking right here? This is Yahushua talking. So in order for him to be sincere, in order for him to be a sincere sacrifice to the Most High, what did he have to recognize about himself? That he has to keep cleaning himself up in order to be sincere, to fulfill the purpose of being that unblemished lamb. He had to keep cleaning himself up.
Verse. What he's letting you know is that the body forces you to change. The constant need. And for every new brother, new spirit that comes in your life, they bring out different elements of you that you have to keep working on for you to be the best example for them. And the Most High, I don't know if you know this, there's some brothers you work with like, ooh, I don't understand why this person, I don't get it. I don't get this guy at all. And you know, the Most High does it to humble us.
God.
Because it's about us having to be humble and change too. I got to be a better listener. I got to be a better brother. I got to sit back and take the time to really understand why this brother does what he does. So once again, like Shanchuan quoted a perfect verse, the body forces you to sanctify yourself. The different people that Most High brings you in your life forces you to humble yourself.
God, and that's how you ensure that what you do in your work in the Most High is sincere, is that you constantly keep looking at yourself and say, what is wrong with me that needs to be eradicated? What is wrong with me that needs to be, the sin in me that needs to be left behind? What blemished part of me needs to be removed?
So that this other brother be broke. What do I have to change in me so that I'm not the stumbling block for this person? Because everybody looks at you and they'll sit back and say, because you do this is why I'm not going to change. And then a lot of us get angry at that dynamic. But that dynamic forces you to change. I can sit back here and say, I've been doing this for 10, 15 years. Well, I got to change for this guy. Now you're in a position where there's a dispensation of the gospel on you. Because each brother, the Most High puts you in that crosshairs to see where your humility is. Did Christ show us an example of washing the brother's feet and being a servant? The students keep you humble. The students keep you fresh, keep you connected.
God.
How you gonna teach without really being there with what's going on with the men? Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, that's pretty much what he's saying right here. Exactly what the war said.
Verse 18. Verse 18. As thou hast sent me. Verse 19. Okay. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth.
Right. Because as we all know, the minute you start to apply pressure on anybody, male or female, the first thing they're going to say is, well, what about you? Well, how, I see the hypocrisy in you. So, but because of your hypocrisy is why I don't have to change. Why I don't have to move. Why I don't have to yield. I don't have to follow. I don't have to listen because of your hypocrisy. So what Christ is saying is he had to remove any hypocrisy out of himself. He had to keep cleaning himself up in order to be qualified to lead the generations to sincerity and truth.
So there's no stumbling block.
The beautiful thing is that he used the truth, right? A lot of the times, brothers don't want to, and sisters, you don't want to conform to the program because you think it's a man's program. You think it's flesh. But Yahushua is showing the example that he's using the truth, the law, the Bible, the wisdom, right? All the scriptures that we quote on a daily. The 1 Timothy 3, the Titus 2s to the sisters, right? We didn't come up with that. We didn't make those things up to hold you prisoner to something that we want, because we have to hold ourselves accountable to the 1 Timothy 3, right? We got to hold our children and wives to the Titus and those different things. So it's just showing you that in that order of God, man, Christ didn't try to forfeit the order and do his own thing and sanctify himself his own way, establishing his own righteousness and forgetting the righteousness of the Lord. No, he went to the Most High and let the Most High show him what measure to be sanctified by. We can all come up with our own standard, correct?
God.
But what standard are we supposed to use? Yahushua, the truth, the word, the law. That should be the measuring stick that everybody falls under, regardless of rank and position. Because this ain't what it's about. Yahushua got the highest position, but he still sanctified himself and felt under order. God. So we got to keep that in mind. It's not a man's order. Go ahead.
So like this on what Quatazab said, as far as he didn't have his own righteousness. I just want to read a quick verse, St. John chapter 5, verse 30. St. John chapter 5, verse 30.
St. John chapter 5, verse 30. I can of my own self do nothing.
What did Yahushua say? We know this is written in red. If you got the Bible that has his words written in red, you know who's speaking.
That's right.
He's telling you that he doesn't do anything by who? Of himself. He doesn't have an opinion. He doesn't have a preconceived idea how he should treat people and talk to people. He's telling you that he don't do anything or operate on his own capacity. Go ahead.
As I hear, I judge.
Go ahead.
And my judgment is just.
Now what makes the judgment or the discernment of Christ just? What makes it righteous? What makes his perspective righteous? Read on.
Because I seek not my own will.
Because he doesn't do what? Because he doesn't do his own will. That's what makes his judgment just. Because he doesn't carry his own opinion. He doesn't walk around with his own perspective. He's under orders. He's under orders at all times. He's submitting to whatever the Most High puts in front of him. Read on.
But the will of the Father which hath sent me.
And that's the only will he's concerned about observing. And that's what makes him just in his discernment. And only when we realize all of that, 1 Corinthians 11:17. Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that ye come together, not for the better, but for the worse. Oh, everything that brothers just said is not going to happen unless we embody this mind. It's all going to be all about, when we eat good, when somebody's successful, right? When everything's going right. Everybody knows we need you there when we're down and out, when you need that counsel, when you need that shoulder to cry on, when you need just a brother to pick up the phone at night, right? That's when the truth of Yahushua stands forth, through that love of the brotherhood. Like I said, he washed the apostles' feet. So, if we're not getting that, you're going to be popping in when everything's good. When the meat is on the table, or Christ, like he said, you come for the
the fish and the bread. Right, or the sacrifice is already made.
Or you'll just be the spot at the feast. You don't want to be the spot at the feast, right?
Verse 17. Now in this I declare unto you, I praise you not, that you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when you come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. We're very familiar, our elders, brothers that we grew up with are very familiar about division. And I will always echo this among my brothers and sisters that we're around daily. Money, women, or what?
Communication.
What?
Communication.
Or communication. I don't want to talk to the brother. I know he ain't going to listen to me. Right? It's always one of those three things. And if you start to look at yourself more, majority of the time, you don't want to talk to the brother that offended you. You don't want to talk to the sister that offended you. Now, if it's the other things, the lust of the flesh take you out, you know, those are common things. But this communication thing has to stop. We can fix it. You know what I mean? We can learn how to forgive each other, let things go, and not how to keep envy and malice continually around us. But we got to do it the way Yahweh Shai said do it, right? It says, I partly believe it, and I know y'all believe that too. Because even though we're preaching, even though we're reading, we know some of you get next to that brother or sister, and you still get nauseous, right? You still get, you get uncomfortable. That's whack. That's whack. It says, verse 19, for there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. So it's a necessity. It's a necessity of all these things and everything. Let me say this. I'm going to read that again. For there must be also heresies among you. How could there be heresies among you when you're by yourself? You need to be around 2 or 3. You need to be around the body. You need to be around brotherhood for somebody to offend you, and you have to apply the application of forgiveness. You see? And those things will be revealed. Oh, damn. Those are not the gifts to covet. But let's covet the best gifts, right? Not the heresies, not the division, not the discord, not the envy and the strife. It says, where are we at? It says, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When you come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper. So really, what is this feast about? Right? What is it about? We read Genesis and Exodus, brother, 1,000,000 times over, right? What is this feast about? Is it about the gathering?
Getting rid of the leaven.
Is it get rid of the leaven? What is it about? You all are right. What you gonna say?
I was going to say, it's a gauge year to year to see where have I grown and what have I put in the past. Again, he said it, a lot of brothers don't want to be around other brothers because of this or that, but how are you going to be able to apply the scriptures? The world don't care about you quoting verses. The world don't care about that, but who are you supposed to forgive? Right? Paul said if you forgive anybody, forgive the man in faith. 2 Corinthians 2. Right? He said if you forgive anyone, make sure that it's a man that knows you, that believes in what you believe. We shouldn't be carrying the grudges of the world into the body. Right? We shouldn't be carrying any of that old leaven. So I believe that it's a good measure for brothers and sisters to see year by year, have I grown? Have I changed? Have I put away some of that old leaven?
For in eating everyone.
So in response to, as Kazaki asked, I'm going to read St. John 3:21. So in context, you can read it from St. John 3:15 through 21, but I'm going to read verse 21. It says, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light. So that's, we're here at the Passover. That's the light. That's why during the Passover, everybody in Egypt had darkness. We had light. So, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light. and that his deeds may be made manifest. How's that going to be manifest? Amongst each other. And we see each other for how we are, what we are, and if we see it, the crime is if you don't do something about it. Somebody sees something in me, or sees something, if I see something in my brother, are you your brother's keeper? God. Are you your brother's keeper?
God.
So then, that's what we're here for. So the light's going to make it manifest. Are we in the truth?
God.
So we deal with truth. That's what we're here for. So it says, he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High. So, like how they said, the gauging, right? I use the term a tuning fork. We're each other's tuning fork. Is that a C flat? I don't know what a C flat is, but I know some of y'all do. So y'all gonna help me decide and figure out what that is, right? So we are here to help each other, but we need to be in the light. We need to be manifest. And we claim we're in truth. Here we are.
God.
This thing,
You should not do it.
1 Corinthians 11 and 20. When you come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper. For in eating, everyone taketh before other his own supper. And one is hungry, and another is drunken. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. For I received of the Lord that which also I have delivered unto you, that the Lord Yahushua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. So this is what we stand right in. What's going back? Okay. Come on back. Here. Kazad.
we need you, sir.
Kazad. We waiting on you. We gotta do this.
Hurry up!
We gotta do this. You can't miss this part.
Just a little heads up, due to time constraints, we need to sit back here and get the eating out the way. Then we can come back after we eat and anoint. That's not normally how we do it, but we got to get that done because we need to be finished with the kitchen by 9 p.m.
God.
So, we got to get this thing done, and we have a few rank ups that we need to do, and then we'll go right into the meal, okay? So, a few seconds now, anytime now.
Somebody go get that brother.
Yeah, I gotta find some time to kill, So how's everybody's day been? Kwame Ashala, all that good stuff, man.
Where's the heart? Where's the heart? Where's the heart?
Oh, okay, yeah. He's over there somewhere. I saw him. There he is. But did we actually even finish on first against fine? Okay. Well, we got the point. I don't think they finished it. I think we stopped at verse 7. Now let's do this. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians 5, and we'll go a little further in the chapter. I think we stopped at verse 7. Let's get to verse 8 real quick.
1 Corinthians chapter 5, and we're gonna start at verse 8. It says, therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness.
So it's important as we sit back and continue forward with this feast. Animosity, bitterness, hatred, any type of negative feelings and animosities that we have toward one another. It's important that we get rid of that before we continue forward with this high holy day. Matter of fact, let me get one more verse. It's in Matthew, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew chapter 5 and 23 and 24. Just want to, Matthew 5. No, we didn't go to verse 8. No. Let's go to Matthew 5:23.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 23. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift.
This is what the Passover was about. It's not about the meat and the drink and the lamb, which will be delicious. It's not about that. This is about making things right with your brother and sister and eliminating the animosity and the bitterness amongst one another. This is the work. This is what the work is. And like Zachary mentioned, offenses will happen, but those offenses are there to be brought out in you so you can deal with these issues as they come. And how we deal with these issues shows what caliber man and women we really are. Okay?
That will be the true brotherhood and the revealing of your true love for your brother. Right? To forgive, to look at him, to let it go, to communicate. Just look at it like this. When you and your spouse had an argument for the first time, did you pack your bags and leave? Hell no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You worked it out. And what happened the 100th time? When she was out of order, when he just walked out, what did you keep doing? Yeah, the same damn thing, being a sucker for love, right? Well, we gotta be suckers for love for each other. That's what the brotherhood is about. That's what the apostle is.
You can't be a sucker for love just because it benefits you. That's what it's saying. You gotta be a sucker for love when it doesn't benefit you.
Amen. You got it right. All right, so where we at now? Okay, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 21.
23?
Verse 23. For I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Yahushua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. Yeah. Everybody get your bread? I know it's hard to hear back there. Back there. Yeah, everybody get your bread. Everybody stand up. Pour your wine.
Healthy glass.
Mawula, Quadashire, you can get you a little slab of that wine, just a little taste.
Justice, Yabah, Noah, you get a little touch, a little sprinkle.
Right, don't forget your bitter herbs. Let's put it out. Get ready for that. All right. The same night in which he was betrayed, he took bread, and when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body, which was broken for you. This do ye remembrance of me. So that's what everybody's going to do, take the bread, right? Break, eat. Now, can we do that with brothers and sisters when you're being betrayed? Can you still sup and eat with each other as you're being betrayed? That was the example, right?
Con.
He was doing it in his bitter time. Okay? And after this matter also, he took the cup. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we got to go to that scripture for that. Yeah. Right? Right, Mr. Robert? Come on, I got me out here, huh? No. Now you're going to play my role, right? Oh, did we just eat the bread and the... I thought, all right.
Wait a minute before we ate bitter herb, get the bread,
Okay, there you go. All right, so... All right, so eat your bitter herb.
Oh.
Right, to remind you of that betrayal, that fire, the trial.
Your life wasn't bitter.
Oh, okay, and Trump's went to the hospital.
Hey.
right? That bitter herb reminds you of what you're going to go through in the truth. And can you go through this like Yahweh Shai and still have the love for your people, your brother, and your nation? Right? As we're in captivity. Huh? Oh yeah, take that to the dome. Alright. Make sure these kids get it too. Every kid gets this bitter herb. Except for the toddlers, y'all.
I actually like that though.
You're gonna kill them.
There's some chips there.
Did they get you right? Alright. And when he had given thanks, he broke it. And verse 20, after the manner, also, he took the cup, and when he had supped, saying, this is the cup in this New Testament in my blood. This do ye as often as ye drink it in remembrance of me. He blessed it and break it. Drink it. Right. So, La Yashala, Barak Tayaho, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Drink. Right? Yeah, with the good and the bad, right? That's Israel, right? Yeah, right?
I actually like the bitter. That's Russian boys. Moonshine. I think it's moonshine wine.
This is 1 Corinthians 11, verse 29. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. So every time you pick up that cup, every time you suit and boot and claim that Israelite heritage, that Hebrew heritage, you gotta drink it with, you gotta do it with the worthiness. You gotta say to yourself, I, the prisoner of the Lord, am not ashamed of my chain. I'm not ashamed of the vocation. And you gotta walk like that, or else, are we on? Are we on? For this cause, many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. So we gotta remember, man, you know, these sicknesses of the mind, that weakness mentally, where we can't push through. You don't want to drink and eat this cup unworthily, because that will be the fate. We gotta remember this.
You can camp on us, but Yahweh Shai knows.
Yeah, just want to bring up one point when Pastor I mentioned that is Ephesians chapter 4 verse. I'm gonna read it quickly. Verse 22 to 23. He says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. So that means that I participate in this Passover, that I'm telling the Most High that I'm in a mind frame to remove all my vices, all my lusts. I'm doing it with this in mind. He says, verse 23, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. That means that, how can I observe the Passover and then go over and tell the brother a lie, a bold-faced lie right to his face? Or I can still use lying words to a brother but still observe the Passover. That means that I also got to remove anything that's deceitful about me, that's contrary to righteousness about me as I observe this Passover. So it's about being honest. And like Kazaki brought up earlier about being transparent with one another. You know, so that's part of that, putting away that old leaven, is I'm putting away anything deceitful about me.
God.
Yeah, we got it. We're done.
Pray. Quick prayer. The east is right there. You want to try to sing? Straight. Turn around.
Nice.
Oh, hold on one second. We got to do this. Shemai, and then you're going to come back. Go ahead.
It's military.
Shemai!
So I'm about to sing for y'all.
Sure, man.
Sure.
Sherman,
Sherman,
Yasser Allah,
Yasser Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayinawa,
Alahayinawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Achad,
Achad,
Sherman,
Sherman,
Yasser Allah,
Yasser Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayinawa,
Alahayinawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Achad,
Achad,
Sherman,
Sherman,
Yasser Allah,
Yasser Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayinawa,
Alahayinawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Achad.
Achad.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Barak,
Barak,
call Yashala,
Kol Yashala,
Wadi Yahweh,
the Wadi Yahweh,
Ba'ai,
Ba'ai,
Ahabka,
Ahabka,
Palka,
Rapaka,
Yadaika,
Yadaika,
Chakamka,
Chachamka,
Bayanaka,
Bayancha,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Salak,
Salah,
Nachnawa,
Anachnawa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Kol, Chetayimna,
Tayano,
Aita,
Aita,
Baukasha,
Babugasa, Wa,
Damyad,
Yad,
Nachnawa,
Anachnawa,
Tazarak,
Tezarat,
Nachnawa,
Anachnawa,
Atazak, Ata,
Ata,
Aita,
Aita,
Batamyad,
Batumya,
Baukasha,
Sa,
Barak,
Barak,
Zayawam,
Taiwan,
Pesach,
Pasat,
Barak,
Barak,
Akoyim,
Makoyim,
Wa,
Wa,
Shatayim,
Satoyim,
Shalak,
Shalat,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ahabka,
Ahabka,
Aita, Watamyad,
Watum Yad,
Nachnawa,
Nachnawa,
Ahabata,
Rahabata,
Gadol,
Gadol,
Achab,
Achad,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yoshad,
Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father,
Most High Power
Most High Power
of Abraham,
of Abraham,
Isaac,
Isaac,
and Jacob,
and Jacob,
bless this day,
bless this day,
Passover,
the Passover,
bless this food and drink,
bless this food and drink,
forgive us for our sins,
forgive us for our sins,
thank you for your love,
thank you for your
for
love,
your healing,
for your healing,
for your knowledge,
for your knowledge,
wisdom,
wisdom,
and understanding.
and understanding.
Take from us
Take from us
all evil,
all evil,
all evil people,
all evil people,
all evil thoughts.
all evil thoughts.
Fill us
Fill us
with your love,
with your love,
humility,
humility,
we need you,
we need you,
we love you,
we love
we
you,
desire you,
we desire
we
you,
choose you,
and we choose you.
righteousness,
Righteousness
we will do
we will do
all the days of our lives.
all the days of our life.
Bahasham,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
and your salvation,
salvation,
and your reputation,
your reputation,
and in your anointed.
your anointing.
Amen.
Amen.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Rakmanoah,
Raknoah,
Yasharallah,
Waishala,
Wahabiyat,
Wabiyat,
Siparium.
Parium,
To the right, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Rakmanoah, Yasharallah, Wahabiyat,
Wabiyat,
Siparium,
Parium,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Rakmanoah, Yasharallah,
Waishala,
Wahabiyat,
Wabiyat,
Siparium,
Parium,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Rakmanoah,
Raknoah,
Yasharallah,
Waishala,
Wahabiyat,
Wabiyat,
Siparium.
Parium.
Barakatah Yahweh,
Rakta Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Rakta Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Rakta Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
the water,
Water,
Tagyad,
Yad,
Aman.
Aman.
All right. Circle around, circle back. Okay. We're gonna salute, but the sister sit, assistant, Ariel? Call it.
Thank you. I'm ready. Right.
Yabasim yo sa bragaton. Kumusta? 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 Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Saluting now, the brothers of Zion. Thank you. I'm ready. Right.
Yo Samaritan Yabasim yo sa.
Hey, can we get the meals to get started? Let's get that started. But listen, before we go into full-blown feast mode, everybody hold tight. We're not everybody sit down still. Everybody sit down still. Everybody sit down